It's been a really long time. I know. I'm not going to make this a super rambly video because I don't want you to sit here for 20 minutes when the actual important information is 3 minutes long, so let's hop in. First things first, I am returning to LPS Tube. However, I don't have an upload schedule and I can't make any promises because I am transitioning into adulthood still. I have a full-time job and I now have a steady income and I have my own money, which makes these kinds of things easier because I have a little more control over myself. I can now collect LPS on my own. I can now get crafting items on my own. I can get an editor, but being an adult means that I have a lot more responsibilities. And life changes, and I can't predict when it will or how it will affect my time or when I'm able to make videos. So no promises right now. I'm not in that steady of a time frame right now. Life is unpredictable right now. So no promises, but I want to make LPS videos. And I think that's the most important thing for you guys to know, is that I want to do this. And when I want to do something, I'm gonna stop at nothing to be able to do it. First things first, I do live in an apartment, so I can't be super loud all the time. I definitely can't scream in my videos anymore, or at least not as much as I'd like to, so I can't put my full acting performance into each video that I make, but I'm still gonna try my best. I'm probably not gonna take videos super seriously right now. We're gonna be pretty loose and just for fun. Also, due to living in an apartment, I don't have a ton of storage as I'd like to. I have random things lying around, not because I'm procrastinating, but because I literally don't have a single space for them. So it makes some things a little difficult, especially when it comes to LPS videos. Collecting new LPS, getting crafting items. Anyway, I think the biggest reason that I struggled with LPS Tube for so long was my mental health. I was basically depressed since 2018 until this year when I finally sought out treatment, and I am currently recovering. My interests are coming back, including LPS. My passions are coming back. I can get out of bed in the morning now. So mental health, depression, and anxiety were the biggest factors holding me back from things that I wanted to do, like LPS videos. Also, school definitely ate up more time than my job currently does because of homework. Now I'm going to move on to one of the biggest details of this video. Currently, I am filming and editing on my phone, which I've been doing for years now, and I'm content with where my editing skills are at. I think I have improved, but I also think that it's time to move on to bigger and better things. I have a laptop of my own now, and I can import videos from my phone to that laptop, so I want to get an editing software. I'm considering Final Cut Pro, but if you have any suggestions, they are more than welcome. I'm probably going to look into what my favorite LPS tubers and YouTubers use. In the future, I'm going to move on to using a camera, but for now I'm going to stick to my phone because it's just easy and convenient. But I am going to try to experiment with a new editing software here pretty soon. I'm pretty tired of using iMovie, and I'm pretty tired of using my phone to edit. However, one of the biggest problems holding me back and demotivating me a little bit is that I don't have a convenient way to download music onto my laptop. I don't really know how most YouTubers do it. I just mostly want like video game soundtracks and maybe some Kevin MacLeod music. I don't know how to pronounce his last name even after all these years. But mostly video game soundtracks and little things like that. And I don't know a real reliable way to do that without getting viruses. If you guys have any tips or guides, please let me know so that I can start downloading music on there and then use them in my new editing software, which is undecided as of now. I do have a way of getting music on my phone, but I don't know if it'll work for my laptop, and I just don't know if it's totally safe. Now, in terms of content, what can you expect? Well, if you noticed when I first came back to this channel, I was experimenting with a lot of different kinds of content, and I think I'm going to keep that ball rolling. But I'm also going to bring back 10 things, 10 types videos. Those were some of my favorites to create, and I already have plenty of ideas for them. I also want to come back to making skits and short films. Unboxings are definitely going to make a comeback, and I have big news about that at the end of the video. I'm also hoping to experiment a little bit with some ideas outside of LPS Tube. You know, we do skits and series and short films, but there's so much kinds of content out there to make, and I want to get really creative. So you can expect some new things as well as some of the old stuff I made. And now to talk about my main passion projects that I think everyone's wondering about. LPS series. So these are the big boys. By the time I get around to them, I want to be more skilled in camera work and editing. I want to be more experienced with those fields by the time I get to these big passion projects. I'm going to tell you right now, these series are going to be a long time. But behind the scenes, I am constantly at work with all the different aspects. I'm working on not overwhelming myself and trying to work on them one at a time so that I can make the most efficient progress. Also, over time, I want to give you updates and sneak peeks so I'm not letting you hang dry while they take years to develop. More on that a little later. First, let's talk about the series that are not going to be coming back. This is mostly just because I've lost interest, and I'm just not into them anymore, and I don't see them going any further than where they are now. These include Fun Fun Fun, Level 5, Trick and Treat, Because of You, and Love is Hate. None of these will be making a return, sadly. Now, let's talk about some of the ones that will be coming back that basically aren't even in development yet because I just don't know what to do with them yet, and I'm prioritizing other projects. But I just want you to know that they are in the works, or will be eventually, and they are going to exist one day. These include The Other Life, Sheila Goodwill, and Danielle vs. Kimberly. Yeah, even that obscure series. I'm going to do something with all of them in the future. Once they get further in development, that's when I'll start giving you guys updates. There are also likely going to be brand new projects. They're just kind of ideas floating around in my head right now, but they are not in development and they haven't existed prior to these ideas, so I'm not going to announce them. There's no use getting you guys hyped up for something that basically isn't in development. But just letting you know, new projects will come along eventually. Now for the series that are the furthest in development right now. These are the ones you guys are probably more familiar with. To start us off, we have Camp Riverwood, which did get an update maybe like a year ago that announced its new name, and its new name at the time was Just Petty, but I don't think that really fits the theme of the series anymore. So the new name is now LPS Focus. That is Camp Riverwood's new name, and that is going to stick around. I am satisfied with the name. I think it fits the theme quite well. LPS Focus is the furthest in development out of all my series. I'm currently in stage 1 of writing, which is basically where I write down the bullets of what's going to occur throughout the series, very basic stuff. The characters are all developed. I always develop them before I start writing. And the second stage of writing will basically be me revising these and getting more specific on the details. And stage 3 is going to be scripting. That's when the big boys come out. So as I move further in these stages with these series, I will keep you guys updated. Another series I'm sure you guys have been anticipating for a long time is Fabulous Fables. The reboot that's on my old channel is cancelled, unfortunately. That didn't last long, but a new version is coming out with a brand new name. The series is now called Behind Closed Doors, or BCD for short. It is only in stage 1 of writing, and out of these series, I'm kind of prioritizing focus, so it's probably going to stay that way for a while. The next one that's in the same exact boat as BCD in terms of writing right now is Abnormal Pain, which has a new name, which is Prime of Your Life, or PYL for short. These are the 3 big passion projects that I'm going to be focusing on in the coming years. Once I mostly finish up writing Focus, I should be moving on to BCD and PYL. Updates should be coming out in the form of community posts. These updates will include art of the characters, some of the crafts and sets as I finish them, and cast of characters. Also, as time goes on and these characters get further developed, I want them to make some cameos and appearances in other videos like 10 things and skits. Like, for example, maybe you'll see Melody or Matilda appear in a short skit of mine. It'll give you a peek at their design in the series and their personality overall. Now it's time for me to talk about, out of all of these series, the one that will actually be coming out the soonest. I know, I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but this is an oldie from 2016. It had 1 episode, which I don't know if it ever got posted, but this series is called Mr. Bronstadt's Class. It's basically a carefree slice-of-life comedy about the classroom shenanigans in, well, Mr. Bronstadt's class. I've already got the characters in development, and once they're fully fleshed out, and I have the full cast of characters, I will probably show you guys the cast, their designs, and then I can start the writing process. The reason this series is coming out the soonest is because it's going to be my experimental series. This is where I'm really going to test the waters with my camera work and editing software. That way, later on down the line, when I get to my more serious passion projects like Focus and BCD and PYL, I'll have my skills basically grown by then. I'll have a lot more experience and I can make those series the best that they can be. And that's pretty much all the series I have to talk about. Now, as for the unboxing thing that I mentioned earlier, I have a little announcement. The other day, well, yesterday, I I decided to splurge. And I may or may not have paid $500 to go on an LPS shopping spree. So pretty soon you can expect an unboxing video where I open all those guys up. I'm gonna edit it all together in one video. And I got some dreamies in there, some rares in there. I'm really excited. So that's probably one of the soonest videos that you'll see. Now, another thing I'd like to announce, which should be in the title, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. Send me any questions that you have in the comments section, and I'm going to answer them in an upcoming Q&A. So before I make any of my future video ideas, I'm going to stick to the unboxing that will come soon and the Q&A that I'm going to put out. So those are the videos that you should expect to see real soon. Well, I'm really glad to be back here, you guys, and I hope to see you all more often. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you another time.